I've been trying to summarize this training, this body efficiency training, into one single sentence that we can all understand, and that gives a feeling of what we're trying to do here, or what I'm trying to do here. And I think I've found it. I've thought of several, but the best one I think is this. It is function like a dancer. Move like a dancer. Do everything like a dancer with a certain internal awareness and an awareness of your posture. Your posture is very underrated, and it's the most important thing we can all do in our body is actually improve our posture, because that will improve our efficiency, and ultimately our skeletal alignment helps the chi to flow. A better alignment of the bones allows more energy to flow through us easier. So there's three things in body efficiency training that we're working on, and we'll be going through them on this channel. And the first one is that correct posture. We've got to improve our basic posture. This is most important, and improve the alignment of our spine, the center of our nervous system. And then the second thing we're working on is whole body exercises. We're working on stronger and more mobilizing exercises, but we're trying to unify our body into a single unit and use the structure of the whole bone system to do that exercise. And then thirdly, we're doing martial dancing. And martial dancing is really just complete freedom of movement. But I call it martial because we're also working on speed and power and some combat tactics. But ultimately, you can call this universal body flow. We're trying to flow our body in waves and ripples and ultimately whips. And this is very efficient, and it is like a snake. So at first I call this snake style kung fu. But it's just basically martial dancing. So let's get on with the video. So the first part of our training is correct posture, and here I am just standing up straight, and this is very, very important, and I'll talk a lot about it. So there's videos about this, and I'm going to do more and more videos explaining this in detail. But correct posture and correct functional movements like this, leaning forward, are very, very important, because we waste a lot of energy doing these wrong, and we give ourselves all sorts of aches and pains. So we all need this, no matter how strong or fit we are, or whether we're immobile or mobile. We need to do some of this stuff. It's very, very good for all of us. So standing up and sitting on a chair, here you see on a chair, is both the same thing, and I'm practicing various muscles that we're not used to using, like here's the psoas muscle. So in correct posture, this is universal. We all need this, but even the elite athlete, if they can get their posture correct, you can get very strong. And here you can see I'm being pushed off the top step, and I'm just holding the correct posture. I'm pretty vertical, and my feet are parallel, very difficult. And again, you see here the correct posture and very simple movements just by like lifting something up and down. And now also here you can see me doing some stronger movements, some calisthenics. And I should note that I've had a busy, tricky life, and I've had some major surgeries. I've had 4 major surgeries on my stomach, and I'll talk about that in later videos. But all you can see me doing in all these videos is after those surgeries. So I've rebuilt my body from nothing 4 times over, and I've used this method of training to do that. So it's very, very powerful. And so all the videos I've put out so far are post surgeries, and some of you may have already noticed it. You can see it in my stomach there. So I'll talk about that in another video, how to recover, or recovery from surgery. Very, very interesting. But you see now the exercise we're doing, all sorts. This is qigong exercise, but I've got a bit of weight going on. And this is again a qigong, very, very soft but body flow exercise, very much like dancing. So we're going to do all sorts of whole body exercises, and here's another interesting one. I'm using machines, but this is a bit more advanced. I'm playing with my whole spine like a snake. I'm using my whole structure in very random complex movements to try and pull the force of, I've got all the weights going, I don't know how much it is, but it's the maximum load with one hand. And the same thing here, I'm just trying to stand up straight, but I've got a weight behind me, so I'm trying to align my spine correctly under great resistance. So this is like in combat, somebody's pushing you, you've got the strength to stand up straight. And furthermore, even more advanced, I'm trying to balance on the head, so I'll talk about that, but it's the same spinal alignment. Essentially, I'm just trying to find the spinal alignment and strengthen up the spine. And then we're strengthening up all the limbs as well. Again, this connects to balance. I'll be talking a lot about balancing and why balancing is so good for us to do, and the secrets to balancing. And you can see here a very soft wobbly ball, and I've got some more of these. I worked up to jumping on the ball, but I haven't practiced that for a little while, so I wouldn't quite risk it again just now. I'll have to work up to it. But if I can find the video of me jumping up on the ball, that's quite a nice one. And here do different things, arm swings. This is a Shaolin arm swing, but I'm doing it in my own way. I'm seeking the most efficient way of using my body. and we need to use that in all different types of movement, all different ways, so we've got ultimately complete freedom of movement, but also complete control of our structure. So our skeletal structure will give us strength, give us power, and these exercises here are snake exercises, mobilizing and strengthening the spine, and right out to the fingertips, and different ways of getting up and going down. Here I'm just releasing my vertebrae in my spine. Again, don't recommend you copy this one, but it's good fun. Animal movements, so again, how to utilize all four arms and legs together with the spine and create little spring-loaded steps. So it could be a tiger walk. I do different variations of this, but we'll do different videos time to time. So you can see this is already number 2, really, working on whole body exercises, and those include all sorts of things from different martial arts, dancing, sistema, Tai Chi, all sorts of things, but really it's my own simple body flow. I'm just searching for the most efficient way of moving, and here I'm doing sort of drunken leg and martial dancing, but I'm trying to collapse my joints, control from the hips and the ankles, and take the pressure off the knee, so it looks like the knee's taking a lot of pressure, and there I'm doing a jump up from the instep, and there's a bit more drunken step. Calling this drunken snake. I've done another. You can see this on one of the previous videos, but I'm just playing around, falling and bouncing, and trying to feel the looseness in my joints, and then here total relaxation. And here you can see the crossover a little bit from martial dancing, just freedom of movement, into power. So again, this is just a little warm-up and in practical use. So here we do very friendly sort of fighting, sparring. It's a continuous flow, what we're trying to do, continuous flow practice. And mostly we're practicing the mid part of a fight here, standing, grappling. But it's just to feel our own energy, feel our own alignment, and it's very, very good for us. So it's a very friendly fight. We don't hurt each other. This is one of the more exciting fights I've done. You'll see the others are much more gentle, but it's very, very good for us, and we've got to practice this inner body flow, and we practice it spontaneously with a partner, because we have to respond to what they're doing. See there, he punched him in the face, but I've got to move. My head moves back, my spine moves back, and I respond to it with a counter strike instantly. And here you can see more whips through the body. Whips come through the spine, and you can throw out whips through different angles, through the shoulder joint and out through the elbow, and finally the wrist. And it's a very efficient method of striking. But even this is just dancing, it's ever so good for you. This is improving your blood circulation. When you throw these gentle whips out, you're moving the blood down to the extremities. So you want this, and it requires relaxation. So we've got to practice slowly and carefully, freedom of movement, control of our structure through tension, but also able to relax, and relax totally. A complete relaxation is actually quite difficult, and especially localized relaxation. So here I've got my arm is not fully relaxed, but nearly relaxed, and the wrist is nearly relaxed, just enough tension I've got to hold the stick in the really between the thumb and the forefinger. And here we're playing with butterfly knives, but of course they're only fake plastic knives. We're just having a bit of fun. This is all freedom of movement, and we're learning how to use our body in the most efficient way, and flowing out from the center, the spine, through relatively relaxed arms and legs. They become like whips. And then if you've got a weapon, you've got to do a little bit more extension. There's 1 or 2 more degrees of freedom at the end of the weapon, but you're still controlling from the core. I'm trying to use whole body movement, a universal body flow. And here finally you can see one of our most advanced things is we got real swords. They're real metal. They're sharp enough, but not too sharp. We got gloves on, but do not do this at home. This is very controlled, very careful. But you can see here a good combination of the whip-like flow with control and power. And because this blade is quite heavy, we need to have that, again, complete freedom of movement, but I'm using the whole body to counterbalance the blade. You can see it, a twist and a counter twist in the midriff, the chi belt. Anyway, I hope this gave you a flavour of what we're doing here in body efficiency training. Please do like and subscribe, and check out my other videos. I've got a lot of stuff coming based on these 3 things: correct posture, whole body exercises, and martial dancing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.